DM073 Gaming is brought to you by Happy Little Hug Factory. If you're looking for pre-orders of the upcoming sets, including singles or booster boxes of previous sets that have come out, you can check the link down below. Happy Little Hug Factory also has a buy list for Force of Will, so you can get rid of those extra cards you have laying around and turn it into new upcoming product. Thanks so much, guys. Check them out and enjoy the video.
Hey there everyone, DM073 here, bringing you the deck profile for the Book of Dark Rush, the Red-Black Dark Book list that was played on Wednesday. It's just kind of been updated, and it doesn't really heavily rely as much on the Will of Despair cards as the original list did, and so we're kind of going to talk a little bit about that. So obviously Book of Dark is our front. We can play cannot have Will of Hopes, and we can play Will of Despairs with Will of Any Attribute. Energizes for Darkness and has Judgment of X. When it flips over into Lapis Story, can't be destroyed. You can still pay Will of Despair with any color, and we get to go grab a Will of Despair Resonator whose cost is equal to or less than the Judgment cost that we used for it from our sideboard into the field. And then if that creature dies, then it flips back over to being the front side Book of Dark. So let's go ahead and quickly just go through the stones, right? We have 4 Scorched Bales, 4 Null Magic Stones, and 2 Purgatories. We red-black throughout. You'll understand the Null Stones here in a minute, as we'll get to there. 4 Red Cap. It's early game aggression. It recycles itself really nicely. This is why we need the Null Stones for the Majin Dark Elf. So a Majin Dark Elf, if I hurt myself for 200 life with a Null Magic Stone, I can play this. It's a 1-drop 6/6 with Swiftness. It's the only way I can play this card, and Null Magic Stone is the only way to be able to consistently get it early. It's a very, very aggressive card and helps get a lot of damage in very quickly. 4 Dark Elf Spy as a way to kind of chip our opponents down a little bit throughout the game. If you get ahead on them on life, you can kind of stick a couple of these and then just slowly chip both players to death. Sylvia, if you're playing an aggressive deck, it's a Will of Despair, so we can cast it for any color. Locks things out from being able to block or attack, or locks things out from being able to block, including J-Rulers. Just all in all, a very solid aggressive card. Same thing with Joan of Arc Mad Maiden, can get very, very aggressive, and with so many cheap creatures, it's very easy to stick 2 other creatures and then have Joan of Arc kind of just be there and have the Swiftness and can't be destroyed. So for 2 costs, you can get very aggressive with it. 2 Blazer, Prisoner of Flame as a kind of a recurring win condition, as well as being able to have kind of a flyer to steal in for that last bit of damage. 2 Elixir's Fighting Spirit for some on-color damage boosting, as well as being able to use that first strike, which is great. 4 Lightning Strike for some burn for 5 damage. 4 Heaven Sundering Dragon Palm. So there was some misplay in the match. Someone pointed out this specifically says 4 damage to your opponent, not 5, so keep that in mind. It's not a full lightning strike to your opponent's face, it's just 4 damage, or 5 to a Resonator. 2 Fictitious Fire, as being able to do burn. Again, 2-drop instant speed, 600 damage, or if it's null, it's 800 damage. 2 Final Battle to help clear the way for your aggressive cards. 2 Heavenly Fruit to be able to really nicely recycle all of your 1-drops. And then 2 Blood Boil for some additional burn, preventing some life gain, or pumping up a creature like Red Cap. Suddenly a Red Cap swinging in for 10 damage out of nowhere for just 3 will, and then it dies at end of turn and you recycle it anyway. So this deck can get very, very aggressive pretty quick, but the other thing we need to do is look at the sideboard, right? So we can play 3 Arla, Demonic Ace. Primarily, you would want to grab this if you need to try to push through for lethal that turn, and you have a high life total, so then you can kind of like pay life to get things out of the way so that you get to kill stuff. And then your creatures can go through. 2 Scheherazade to be able to kind of lock out a creature, prevent abilities from being played. 2 Yamada if you need to kind of board wipe. It board wipes your own stuff, which is a little bit less relevant, but sometimes if you're kind of falling behind, you can Judgment into this. The one you're going to do the most is Viola, mainly because she has flying and swiftness. And then lastly, Bahamut the Dragonoid, just play a couple of those to be able to potentially kill something, especially since it can deal 1,000 damage to target J-Res. So there you have it. That is the list. Let me know what you think, or if you would change it. It's kind of cool to be able to put Dark Book kind of back in play, really. I think it was a cool mechanic idea. So to see him kind of make use of newer cards was kind of cool. But let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. And until next time, this is DM073 signing off.
Huge thanks to the patrons of the channel. You see their names here on the screen as well as down below in the description. They are what help make this channel run and help me do these awesome projects for you guys. If you feel like joining the channel and getting access to all the cool perks that come with being a patron, click on the P on the screen or the link down below. Thanks so much. See you next time.